Staying with us here on the Urban Debate on Mirror Now, we continue with our special focus on the farmers' protests in the aftermath of the capital siege. Are we really headed towards the end of the protests for the farmers at various sites? Well, in Uttar Pradesh, the government has now told all the district administrations to ensure that if anywhere in their area there is a protest site, it must be vacated immediately. Ghazipur, one of the bigger ones, being a flashpoint right now, where Rakesh Tikayat is present, and he says that he is not going to be vacating that site. He will continue with their protests. Even if the electricity is cut off, even if the water supply is cut off, they are going to continue. But through the day, we saw how the police, the paramilitary, even in some places the rapid action force, all closed in, heavy barricades, cement blocks were all being put out there. Routes to entire route to the Singhu border has been blocked now. That also makes life very difficult for the farmers who are protesting there, because if all roads are blocked, they don't get their supplies in, then how will they sustain for the coming days is the big question. So it does look like the establishment is closing in and wants these protesters out. What happens next is the big question. On this special broadcast, where we'll also have our reporters joining us in the studios with me, Vinay Tiwari, our managing editor, and also Alok Joshi, senior journalist, joins us this evening. Welcome to both of you. We'll have Chengal Reddy with us shortly. We're also hoping to get a few more experts from the sites and the farmer protesters as well. But first up, let's go across to Alok, who's at the location. Alok, what's the latest in Ghazipur? Any movement from either of the two sides?
कौन था ये क्या कर रहा था? कुछ नहीं here at one of the sensitive location today. This is the site where the two main what we can say that the administration and the other side, the farmers, there maybe the clashes happened. You can see the senior officials are standing all around there. Yeah, Tanvi, can you please repeat?
Able to hear you. There is a 20-second delay between the two of us and our voices reaching each other. But go ahead and give me an update of what's happening.
Yeah, Tanvi. So just a few minutes ago, there was one person caught here at nearby stage, and there are troublemakers also coming, and again, every time Rakesh Tikayat always announced that those who are troublemakers, they are not the part of the protest. This person who is believed to be resident of the national capital, because when he was caught and there was media persons, when they were asking him from where he belonged to, he said that he is from the national capital, one place he told. That he said that he is from this place in Delhi, that we could heard. Now he has been taken away by the police. Ghaziabad police has taken him, and now he will be taken to the police station where he will be interrogated. But at the other side, there is a senior officers. Ghaziabad police officers are still there. They are still contemplating the situation, what they can do right now, because the farmers have got the time till midnight. So what we are believing that definitely the police will wait till midnight. This is NH24. I am walking on NH24 main highway, and on the other side of this main highway, the farmers are there. Stage, I am showing you the stage as well. There was a meeting held among the farmers, and they are continuously among the talks. They are talking to each other again and again that what they are going to do. But we are sensing that some of the farmers are also packing their bags. That at the back side, we saw that there are some of the farmers are also packing their bags. But on the other side, these people are saying that all of you have to come towards the main stage side, because they are not going to leave this place, because they don't want to end this dharna, this protest right now. So this is the situation is still right now here at the Ghazipur. We will try to bring out more information what is going and what will happen next. Sir, अभी क्या situation है, क्या करेंगे अभी आप लोग?
नहीं, अब तो ठीक है सिचुएशन। कोई
क्या हुआ क्या था अभी जो
कुछ शरारती अंसर बीच में आके शरारत कर रहे
क्या
थे।
कर रहा था
वो मीडिया के साथ भी बदतमीजी कर रहा था, तो डकैत साहब का भी हाथ पकड़ के खींचे जा रहा था नीचे को।
अच्छा।
तो उसे पकड़ के पुलिस के हवाले कर दिया गया है। अब बिल्कुल शांत है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
ठीक है। और अभी क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग, अभी क्या सोच रहे हैं आप लोग, ऐसे ही बैठा है?
अभी चल रहा है। अब आगे की रणनीति जैसे ही हमारे जो प्रबंधक हैं वो बनाएंगे, फिर उसी हिसाब से हम
ऐसा
आगे।
हो सकता है कि अभी निकल जाए आप लोग?
नहीं, हम निकलेंगे नहीं जब तक कानून वापस नहीं होगा। हम घर नहीं जाएंगे। हम घर नहीं
करेंगे क्या हम? अभी एक बात, हम घर से आए, किस लिए आए? अपने कानून के लिए आए।
So you heard there are leaders who are meeting at the main stage. The electricity power supply was cut over here, and in fact the water supply was also cut. In fact, the administration of Ghaziabad was also providing the water tankers to these farmers because they are sitting for 2 months, and definitely the need of the water was much. So that is why because they are farmers, so the administration was providing the water tanks, but today the water tanks did not come. The mood of the administration since morning was completely in that way that they are wanting to remove them. They want to vacate this site, and in the evening, the notice was sent to these protesters, and they were asked to leave because lot of people who are residing all around over here, they are facing lot of problem because of the traffic congestion and other civic problems as well. So
All
now
right.
this is the notice they have given to the farmers. Farmers are saying that they are not going to leave, but the police is there all around across. In fact, if I pan my camera and show you the visuals, that there are more trucks are come. You can see the buses and trucks are still coming, and the whole thing can turn into some scuffle kind of situation. So that is what is happening over here.
Yes, well, there is a build-up on both sides. More and more security personnel also coming in. The farmers refusing to budge. Alok, we'll come back to you when, as the situation progresses and there are more developments. Before I go across to our panelists, I want to go across to Yogendra Yadav, the National President for Swaraj India, joining us right now. Mr. Yadav, is it time to perhaps relook at the strategy and call off the protest before we see anything untoward at any of these protest sites where the security forces now seem to be moving in?
Tanvi, the whole thing that was orchestrated by the government at the Red Fort was designed to ensure that we call off the protest. How can we fall into that trap? Something we organized, one of the biggest celebrations of the Republic, on 26 January, this country saw more tirangas on Delhi street than ever in the history of this country. The occasion was used by some miscreants with the help of the government, connivance of the government, to do something that brings disrepute to the country, disrepute to everything, which is a matter of shame. And this is one movement, Tanvi, where the leadership went on a press conference and said, we did not do it, we do not approve of it, we had no hand in it, yet we take moral responsibility. And as a result, we have called off the 1st February march that we had announced earlier. We are doing a one-day prayashchit on the 30th of January for things that we did not do. We have taken moral responsibility, but to call off the movement at this stage would be a betrayal of the main cause for which we came. That cause remains, our struggle remains, and what we are witnessing today, Tanvi, that your reporters were showing, is a full-fledged crackdown.
Yes.
This is not the moment now to give in. This is the moment to stand firm, and I'm very glad that my friends in Ghazipur are standing firm.
This is a government order or a state government's order that these protest sites be vacated, Mr. Yogendra Yadav. How can we now turn around and say no to that?
I can only tell you, Tanvi, no protest in this country ever gets any permission from the government. We have done, I think, many protests, I can claim, under different regimes, different state governments, and not once did we get a permission for that. So it is not surprising that the state government doesn't want it. They were waiting for an opportunity. I've been saying to my friends for the last 2 months that this government has no logic or no moral standing. The only thing that they are waiting for in this farmers' movement is somehow get a 90-second footage. To our misfortune, they got not one, they got two clippings of that kind, which they are playing with in order to damage the farmers' movement. We have done the right thing by acknowledging, even if it was indiscipline. We did not cause it, but in the last instance, we organized the protest, so we must take the responsibility. We have done so, and now is the time to strengthen it. The state government, Uttar Pradesh state government, is well known for what it is doing. Tell me one protest that Uttar Pradesh government has allowed in the last 5 years. So should I be surprised that the Uttar Pradesh government doesn't allow this one? Of course, they don't allow anything in Uttar Pradesh.
So,
It is farmers' resolve.
yes, no, so I know you say you've taken the moral responsibility, but I'm trying to understand, why are you so sure that none of your guys were part of it? There was a barricade broken through. We broke away from the planned route right in the beginning, right in the morning. There was violence not just at Red Fort, hours before that at ITO, which went on for several hours, standoffish. How can you be so sure, Mr. Yadav, that the thousands who were there, all of them were not part of your group?
Tanvi, I was speaking of the Red Fort incident, something that we had specifically said, because Red Fort was raised over the last 2 weeks. More than once we had said in our press conference that this protest has nothing to do with Red Fort or Parliament. No one shall go into this. And when I think 10 days ago, on the 14th of January, some Sikh organization said, you should raise the Khalistan flag at the India Gate on 26th. We went live and we said this would be betrayal of movement. Yes, Andolan ke dushman hai. So on the Red Fort thing, we are absolutely clear. We have had nothing to do with it. And we invite the government to please take strongest action against those who have done so. That would involve taking action against Deep Sidhu to begin with. Let's hope the government has the courage to do that, because otherwise he would probably spill the beans of what his connections with the government are. As for other places, yes, barriers were broken. Yes, some of our persons were involved. This happened because the Delhi police did not give the route that we so desperately wanted, pleaded, requested, the logical thing that would have made sense. But in the last instance, we accepted the route that Delhi police gave us. And that is why we also accept moral responsibility that the barricades were broken. Now, barricades being broken and taking moral responsibility for that surely is not Chauri Chora. Chauri Chora was a different thing.
Yes. But my last question before I let you go, Yogendra Yadav, do you believe that somewhere you've lost the upper hand, the higher moral ground, even when the case comes up for the Supreme Court hearing next time? They may not be as empathetic to your cause, basis what we've seen in the national capital a few days ago.
I will not comment on the Supreme Court. Let's simply talk of public perception, which probably matters to the court as well. Now, the fact is that for the first 2 months, the government did not have a leg to stand on. They did not have logic. They did not have arguments. They were losing. They did not have popular support. And yes, the image that I can see right now on the screen. This is so deeply disturbing image. Yes. And that is exactly what I had been warning for 2 months, pleading with my farmers' friends. Do not give them a 90-second clip, which is what they are waiting for. Yes, they would use it, but once the entire truth begins to come out, now we are beginning to get more and more information about Deep Sidhu. Ordinary people are now beginning to ask, Acha, why did if he's a separatist in Khalistan, why did he have a photograph with the Prime Minister at 7 Racecourse Road? Why is it that he has pictures with Amit Shah? What is he doing with Sunny Deol? And why is it that he was allowed to get into Lal Killa? And why is it that he was allowed to stay? Why is it that he was allowed to come out? These questions are being asked. And people will also ask, who broke the first barricade? An organization which Delhi police knew, which had issued a video 24 hours ago that they were going to do so. An organization with which Delhi police was regularly in contact with. An organization which was allowed to move first before others were. These questions will be asked, and I'm sure once the truth about these things come out with the help of media, then public will take a different view. One last thing, Tanvi. You can villainize anyone else in this country. You cannot villainize farmers, and that shall prevail.
All right, Yogendra Yadav, thank you for joining us and taking my questions on this, the issue which continues to develop. We'll connect later. Thank you for giving us your time. Let me also say good evening to Harish Damodharan, Rural Affairs and Agriculture Editor of the Indian Express, who joins us, along with Chengal Reddy, who's with us as well. But Vinay, first to you, of what we are looking at right now. It's a tricky situation from both sides, for any state to move in with force and evict them forcefully, but the other side to say, no, we're going to continue sitting here as well.
Yes, and I think for me the more important point from what is building up in Ghazipur border is that there should not be any repeat of any kind of violence, whether it's violence perpetrated by the state or violence indulged in by a section of the protesters, because that's not the kind of narrative or optics you want after having seen what happened on January 26. Of course, over the next couple of weeks or so, or more than that, there will always be claims and counterclaims on who did it and who didn't. But look, Yogendra has been he's been in active politics for a while. He's been an academic politician or studied politics for a very long time, and he's done way too much traveling across the country to have made two big mistakes, and not him alone, the whole, the Farmers Association. Let's, for just 30 seconds, examine what was going right for them on the last 2.5 months. One of the biggest things that were going right for the farmer in the last 2.5 months was that it was a peaceful agitation, that they were following the instructions that were being given by the police because they were held back at the borders. And they were in constant dialogue with the government. They were never saying no, even if the talks were completely failing or nothing was yielding. That is possibly the reason why even the Supreme Court took a very amenable stand, even when the government councils continued to suggest that this protest should be ordered off. And they said no, right to protest remains intact and they should be allowed because it's a peaceful protest. Now, once you have can I tell you something? In my entire, and I've been working in Delhi from 1992 onwards. No protest of that magnitude has ever been allowed on January 26, ever. It's just too high security a day when a protest is allowed. Now, in this case, there was permission given for a particular protest. The idea behind that protest, to my mind, strategically should have been to carry out a symbolic protest and not a show of strength. Because the minute you go into a show of strength scenario, and in a scenario where you have more than 50 to 60 organizations participating, you run the risk of something going out of hand, including somebody who may have been planted by X, Y, or Z. I am not going into that because I don't have evidence of it, but let's assume that's true. You do run the risk of it because your readers are disparate. There are different people reporting to different organizations, and you will run the risk of doing it, which is exactly what, as they are alleging, the other side wants. You have walked into that trap. If it was symbolic, which means there was a contained number of people who had entered the city, done the parikrama which they wanted on the roads and gone out, it would have made the message. The show of strength should have remained where they are camping and not inside the city.
Especially when in the last few days before the rally, they realized that
there
was disagreement.
That's
that
right.
There was disagreements within the group as to how to go about it and what to do. आलोक, आपका क्या व्यू है इसमें कि पहली बात ये कि किसानों ने मना कर दिया सरकार के ऑफर को कि 1.5 साल तक हम सस्पेंड कर देते बातचीत करें। किसानों ने मना कर दिया सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पैनल से बात करने के लिए। फिर उन्होंने इंसिस्ट किया कि नहीं, हमें यही रूट चाहिए, हम इसी पे रैली करेंगे, 26 जनवरी को ही करेंगे, और उस दिन हो गई सब गड़बड़। आर दे लूजिंग द परसेप्शन बैटल नाउ?
इसमें तो कोई शक नहीं है कि परसेप्शन बैटल का जहाँ तक सवाल है, और ख़ासकर जो शहरों में मिडिल क्लास है, जो पहले से ही कोई ना कोई बहाना ढूंढ रहा था कि परसेप्शन में उनको उल्टा साबित करने का, उनके दिमाग में ये बात आ रही है कि ये गड़बड़ हो गई है। और ये सही बात है कि किसानों को इस चीज़ पर, जैसे अभी विनय कह रहे हैं, और विनय ने बहुत लंबे समय, विनय मेट्रो एडिटर रहे हैं वहाँ टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया के भी और टीवी टुडे के भी, तो ये जानते हैं, मैं जानता हूँ, मैंने दिल्ली में बहुत समय बिताया है। 26 जनवरी से 2 दिन पहले और 26 जनवरी को आपके लिए इम्पॉसिबल है दिल्ली में मूव करना। चलना फिरना मुश्किल होता है, प्रोटेस्ट निकालना दूर की बात है। आप मैग्नीट्यूड की बात कर रहे हैं, मेरा कहना है किसी भी साइज़ की प्रोटेस्ट रैली की इजाज़त नहीं होती है। आमोद कंठ ने इस बात को कहा है, उनका एक इंटरव्यू आपने देखा हो तो, उन्होंने कहा है कि पुलिस को इसकी इजाज़त नहीं देनी थी। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कह दिया था कि पुलिस चाहे तो इजाजत दे, पुलिस चाहे तो ना दे। कोई भी आदमी अब इस मसले पे अपनी टांग नहीं फंसाना चाहता है। सब लोग सोच रहे हैं किसी दूसरे के कोर्ट में बॉल रहे और कुछ गड़बड़ हो तो वो समझे। सरकार ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास जाके कह दिया कि आप रोक लगा दीजिए, कोर्ट ने कह दिया लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का मामला है, आप करिए जो करना है, हम क्यों रोक लगा दें। पुलिस ने किस दबाव में परमिशन दे दी, और उसके बाद जब परमिशन दे दी गई थी उसके बाद पुलिस नॉर्मल सिचुएशन में, अगर दिल्ली में मूवमेंट इतना रिस्ट्रिक्टेड होता है, कैसे लोग अपना रूट तोड़कर लाल किले तक पहुंच गए। और लाल किला, किले का मतलब इट्स अ फोर्ट, इट्स नॉट अ नॉर्मल बिल्डिंग। अगर आप लाल किले का मेन दरवाजा बंद कर दें, उसके बाद एक फौज उस पर चढ़ाई नहीं कर सकती है। तो कोई कह रहे हैं तलवार लेके आए थे, लाठी लेके आए थे, ऐसे क्या किले टूट जाते हैं? इसका अर्थ है कि कुछ गड़बड़ जरूर है। जो सवाल अभी योगेंद्र यादव उठा रहे थे वो बेबुनियाद सवाल नहीं है कि ये लोग कैसे वहां पहुंच गए, कैसे इनको चढ़ने दिया गया। जिस वक्त वो झंडा फहरा रहा है खंबे पर, उस वक्त पुलिस वाले कुर्सी पर बैठ के उसको देख रहे हैं। ये विजुअल सामने आए हैं। ये सब क्यों और कैसे हुआ, ये सवाल तो अपनी जगह बने रहेंगे। लेकिन किसानों की तरफ से एक बड़ी गड़बड़ी हुई है। इतना बड़ा ये मूवमेंट खड़ा हो गया है जिसमें 300-400 किसान संगठन शामिल हैं। कौन उसको लीड कर रहा है, किसका कंट्रोल चल रहा है, ये एसर्टेन करना बहुत मुश्किल है। मेरी कल से आज तक 3-4 किसान संगठनों के नेताओं से बात हुई है। आज मैं मेधा पाटकर से बात कर रहा था। उनके खिलाफ मुकदमा हो गया है, जबकि वो वहाँ नहीं थी। वो शाहजहांपुर बॉर्डर पे बैठी थी, लेकिन वो उन लोगों में शामिल हैं जिनका नाम ले लिया गया है। लोगों के खिलाफ मुकदमे कैसे होते हैं, उनके नाम लिस्ट में कैसे शामिल होते हैं, इस पर एक अलग कहानी है, वो मैं किसी और समय सुना सकता हूँ।
लेकिन जो आपने ये बात कही कि 300-400 अलग अलग ग्रुप सब साथ में आ गए, जो ऑफ कोर्स बहुत दिनों तक सरकार की भी यही उम्मीद थी। द गवर्नमेंट वाज आल्सो होपिंग दैट if it's a leaderless movement, then at some point it will break up, there will be a split and they will have the upper hand. Let me actually go across to Mr. Damodaran and ask him, have the farmers now lost the upper hand in this conversation? Where do you see this story moving from here on, Mr. Damodaran?
I think we are talking of public perception. According to me, it's not public perception which matters. It is farmers' perception which matters. Okay? How are farmers taking to this right now? According to me, the Modi government has invested too much of political capital into these farm laws, which as a reformer, according to me, these are not great reforms. Okay? There are far more bigger, if I were a reformer, okay, I would be more concerned about things like how do I rationalize MSPs? How do I cap MSP based procurement? Right? How do I deregulate urea? This is assuming I am a reformer, right? Those are the real reforms. Okay. Now, after having expended so much of political capital in this, how do I undertake those real reforms? Okay. This APMC and all, according to me, are not any great reforms. Okay. Nothing stops any corporate from buying directly from farmers. They can do it. They can easily take an APMC license, okay, and they can buy it. But now things have come to such a thing that farmers are going to be very sensitive. Okay, there is going to be and let's be very clear. Where is Ghazipur? This is UP. What is the main thing in UP? UP is sugarcane. Okay, so far the sugarcane price for this current crushing season has not been announced. Okay, the crushing started in end October. Now we are in end January. 3 months, price has not been announced. The prices have not been increased. The cane arrears right now are 12,000 crore. Okay, and now you are saying that you're going to arrest Tikayat and all. I can tell you today, this message would have gone across Western UP. Okay, every farmer, this must be going on in their WhatsApp groups. So I think this government is very short-termist. They are looking at the very short kind of a thing, and they have too much of political capital. See, the very fact that these reforms are no such big deal, the proof of it is that this government itself was willing to put it on hold for 1.5 years. And if you're keeping it on hold for 1.5 years, it means it's not such a big deal, right? So you could as well have repealed. Why invest so much of this thing? Now you tell me, will this government be able to do real reforms in agriculture? It will not be able to do, because it has created a condition where there is going to be permanent distress among farmers.
Okay, some interesting valid points being raised there. Let me ask another farmer activist who's joining us, who's largely stayed away from the on-ground protests and activities that have happened so far. Mr. Chengal Reddy, what is your view? What should the protesting farmers now do?
We have lost because of this Punjab farmers' ill-advised and misguided agitation without realizing what exactly are the problems of this country. They have totally been misguided. The simple question which we are asking, and all of us have to think, how come in the last 30 years we haven't progressed? See, reforms are our basic issues. I don't know how Mr. Damodaran or anybody is thinking. What is reforms? What is 1990 reforms? We are not going to the details and nitty-gritties. The reforms have been pending and they are awaited for the last 30 years. In spite of Swaminathan and Joshi's report, now they have come. Well, government doing it overnight or doing this and that, whether politics are... See, ultimately, the end of the day, in the last 40-50 days, because of these leaders, the so-called leaders who are basically Delhiites, politicians, and mischievous fellows, these fellows have, I'm sorry to use the word, they have deliberately misguided the farmers of Punjab. There is not going to be any problem of MS. Please hear me 1 minute, madam. See, look at the fundamental problem. Why is that? What is that reforms? They will bring in technologies, contracts. They are going to legalize. In the last 30-40 years, we could not legalize either the land acquisition, the contract farming or commodity trading or Essential Commodities Act. Now they have come, and these people, these Punjab people have been, the fear is created about MSP by, very well, these Aditiyas. They have fallen into the hands of these very mischievous people, who the gentleman who spoke earlier in the giving all the lectures about Gandhiam and all that. How could, I will ask another simple question all of us have to discuss. How is that these farmers are able to sustain for 60 days? Do you think a real farmer will leave his farm for 24 hours and come and stay? I have been working for 30-40 years. If I ask 500 farmers to come, 100 of them will come and go away in 2-3 hours time. What is that thing?
But Mr. Chengal Reddy, I understand that you're saying, and of course, a large part of the protest is by farmers from Punjab, but also from Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Today we are looking at sites in Uttar Pradesh also, Mr. Chengal Reddy, and Rajasthan.
No. Please understand, 90% is all other crops.
Yes.
Don't go into Punjab, Haryana. No, it is not rice or wheat issue. It is the crops, it is the production, it is the other commodities. What about MSP for us? Where is MSP?
But that's what they're also asking. Where is the MSP?
Where is the MSP for our crops? Tell me. For our horticulture crops, our spices, our commercial crops. Where is MSP? Where is procurement? We never had it in 30-40 years. Now the question is the reforms. See, let's not get into nitty-gritties. I'm really sorry that our friends must realize that this is a beginning has been made, whether it is Modi or somebody. We as a farmers have been begging. We went to Supreme Court, we filed, we have been making representations. Only thing that is not in our control is we going to mobilize the so-called big show. Where is the show? Who are these people? I'm sorry to say, they say farmers, 40 organizations from only Punjab, is it? What about the rest of the country? We are hundreds of millions. Do you think our organizations, what can we do? We can't go and sit there for 30-40 days. We can't blackmail this government. Having said that, let me tell you, the government has bungled. See, look, the intentions, the good, bad, I'm not going into. They have made these acts are good. Well, how they have brought it, we can't do it. The question which my Punjab farmers have to think is, please understand, today we are in a constitution of India. Our constitution is our Bible, Guru Granth, Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Not your own.
So let me bring in other views, Mr. Chengal Reddy.
Only 1 second. See, I want to tell my friends, look, Parliament has made an enactment. Supreme Court has appointed a committee. Let us go and put forth our views before the Supreme Court.
Okay.
You don't accept Parliament, you don't accept Supreme Court, and whom do you accept? Whom do you want to be resolved? What is that you can't, this is a democratic country, this is a republic.
But we are going to say, Mr. Reddy, we are going to see many fireworks in the Parliament in the coming session as well. We still have to see what the Supreme Court committee says. I get the point you're making. You are also saying that the farmers should continue engaging with the government. At some point, they should give in to something. They said no to the offer of suspending the laws for 1.5 years. They said no to the opportunity of speaking to the Supreme Court appointed committee. Then they insisted on a Republic Day rally, which horribly went wrong. Now, what is the course of action from here on? I want to quickly get views of our experts on that. आलोक जी, बजट भी है 1 तारीख को, सरकार के पास और एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है कुछ ऐसे रिफॉर्म्स या इंटेंट अनाउंस करने की ताकि किसान को कुछ तो अश्योरेंस मिले. क्या ये हो सकता है? जैसे कि दामोदरन जी भी कह रहे थे, असली रिफॉर्म्स तो अभी बाकी हैं.
देखिए तन्वी, इंटेंट इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम हियर. द प्रॉब्लम इज नोवेयर एल्स. इंटेंट. If the government shows an intent of talking, of resolving issues, then I think half the problem is solved. वो नहीं है. हरीश दामोदरन ने कहा कि उत्तर प्रदेश में, वेस्टर्न यूपी में गन्ना होता है जिसकी प्राइस अभी अनाउंस नहीं हुई है. किस्सा वो नहीं है. दिस इज यूपी एंड दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. क्यों? क्योंकि यूपी में इस वक्त एक ऐसे लीडर खड़े हो रहे हैं जिनके एम्बिशंस लगातार बढ़ते जा रहे हैं और उनको इस देश में अपना सिक्का चलाना है. ये ज़्यादा बड़ा इशू है. इसीलिए आप देखिए कि यूपी के बॉर्डर पे ये सफाई हो रही है. अभी कुछ देर पहले, यहाँ आने के पहले मैंने देखा कि गाजीपुर बॉर्डर से पुलिस सिक्योरिटी कैमराज हटा रही है. कुछ बड़ा होने जा रहा है. ये कहाँ से आ रहा है? ये उन ट्विटर हैंडल से आ रहा है जो लगातार सरकार के सपोर्ट में बयान देते जा रहे हैं पिछले कुछ दिनों से, जो एक दिन पहले से ये कह रहे हैं कि गाजीपुर से किसान जाने वाले हैं. उनको ये भविष्यवाणी कैसे हो रही है? तो ये एक तरह का कंसर्टेड एफर्ट है. कौन कर रहा है, किसने किया है, मैंने इस पे नहीं जाऊंगा. लेकिन आप अगर चीजें पढ़ें, सिर्फ किसी बड़ी घटना के पहले जो चीजें अखबारों में आ रही हैं, कहीं और आ रही हैं, उनको पढ़ लें तो चीजें जोड़ना मुश्किल नहीं है.
अगले साल जब उत्तर प्रदेश में इलेक्शन होंगे तो इन्हीं किसानों का समर्थन नहीं चाहिए होगा.
अब ये हिसाब लगाना होगा कि ये किसान उस वक्त तक किसान रहते हैं. दिक्कत क्या है कि एक किसान आज किसान होता है, कल वो हिंदू या मुसलमान हो जाता है. और मेरा ख्याल है सबसे बड़ा पॉलिटिकल जो कैपिटल बनता है वो इसी बात से बनता है कि चुनाव के दिन हम उसको उसके प्रोफेशन के साथ जुड़ा रहने देंगे या उसके रिलीजन के साथ ले आएंगे.
विनय?
No, for me, the whole entire lesson from all of this is very different. And I'll tell you why it is different. I think what Harish said and what Mr. Chengal Reddy said, both have very strong merits in it.
Yeah.
And the lesson from that is this. A very old adage says that if you mention any fact about India, its exact opposite is going to be true as well. This is a lesson why in India, one size does not fit all. And that's the big takeaway that every government, irrespective of who is in power in Delhi, must also understand. So it's not about whether the central government was right or wrong. One size doesn't fit all. In this case, arguably, there will be a few states where these laws do not mean anything, possibly even hurt the style of farming or the operations that they have. Any state which has a greater, stronger Adatya system working will obviously feel affected by it because they seem to feel that they will get threatened by it. Mr. Chengal Reddy is equally right when he says that if in their states the production of spices or many other things that are produced more in the south have nothing to do with the MSP as of now because that's not part of the government scheme. I mean, in the last couple of years, and Harish is a better expert than I am, but I know that in some states, some of the state governments have actually started using MSPs even for certain vegetables, tomatoes and other things in some states have started happening. But my point is this, in an ideal scenario, the government should have left these laws as a model laws and let the states have their own laws because that possibly is a better solution. Each state has its own problem. It's a concurrent list subject. Every state should have a slightly greater right in deciding what's better for their own farmers. Of course, there are some overarching national, non-federal aspects of laws that need to be brought in. But then farming does have different problems in different states. Maybe in some states, they even vary from region to region. In a state like Maharashtra, for instance, the problem of farmers in the Vidarbha is different from the farmers of Marathwada or possibly even in Konkan. You really can't have one size that fits all. And that's something that should be part of the lawmaking that the central government does.
Mr. Damodar, would you like to weigh in on this about the way forward, the options that the government can now explore, and to what Chengal Reddy was saying, it may be harmful for a couple of states, but these reforms, however small they are largely beneficial to the rest?
I think that taking off from what Vinay was saying, I mean, according to me, I totally agree with what he said. I mean, agriculture is too wide to have a
Correct.
fit all kind of a law, especially regarding this marketing, This should not have been, according to me, I have no problem with that Essential Commodities Act, what they have done, because that is fine, because that actually benefits the farmer, because, stock holding restrictions, etc., don't help the farmer really, which makes sense. But one of the big legacies of this movement is that now every farmer in India, including Mr. Chengal Reddy, is now talking of MSP. Okay, he's saying that spices have no MSP. Okay, and that actually now is going to be the real sort of elephant in the room. Okay, you have now created a situation now where every farmer will say that I want MSP and it should be a legal guarantee. So what is it that these reforms have achieved? I really don't know. It is something like 3 steps forward and 4 steps backward. And so much of political capital. I mean, this I need to stress, all through. I'm telling you that this is going to completely, you forget about now urea decontrol or whatever capping, procurement, etc. None of these real difficult reforms are going to be done by this government any longer. In fact, I expect that in this budget, the PM Kisan, this thing will probably be at least maybe right now it is 6,000 rupees. It may be made 9,000 rupees. Because the government will now have to bend backwards to prove that it is pro-farmer. It is not anti-farmer. So you look at all these costs when you assess it dispassionately from a reformer's perspective. I think there has been too much of damage from this. Where the government may be thinking it's very clever. It played a fast one. It managed to take the whole thing, convert this whole thing into a national flag kind of an issue. Now nobody is talking of the acts and all these things, and it has become much larger. But there is going to be a damage from this, and this is going to definitely take a exact kind of a political cost.
Yes, that's a very valid point that you're raising, the political cost of it, the damage control that the government will have to do, the additional schemes that they may choose to announce, and the welfare that they want to do for the farmers. We have to keep in mind there are 5 big state elections this year and an extremely big one next year as well, and the government has to keep that in mind.
In a difficult fiscal year.
What Mr. Chengal Reddy is saying is very correct. He also wants MSP, right?
Yes.
Now, will the government now give MSP to? So, what did you start with? You wanted to start with 3 steps forward reform. Now you may have to go 4 steps backwards. Ultimately you'll have to the thing. I don't know why the government has. It's just not worth it. I mean, if I am a reformer, I wouldn't have gone. I would have said that okay, forget it. Now let me buy peace. But instead, too much of ego. Investing so much of ego is not good.
Okay.
Especially on the part of the government. Yeah.
All right. Quick response from Chengal Reddy. As I also say good evening and namaskar to Pushpendra Singh, President of the Kisan Shakti Sangh. But first, Chengal Reddy wanted to make a point.
See, let me share with friends. See, there is no reforms in farm sector for the last 30 years, gentlemen. Who has to start? Look at the Congress chaps. They were there in 2007. Swaminathan report came. Earlier, there was during Vajpayee, Sarad Joshi gave the report. Both of them didn't implement. Even Mr. Modi did not take initiate steps. What do you want farmers to do? You please understand today, it is not Modi, it is not politics, it is nothing. Something has, it's a real good thing. These 3 steps have been taken. Damodaran says essential commodity is good. So that is number 1. Number 2, land lease, 2. Number 3, APMC, 4. Commodity, this FDI in agriculture, yes. Then genetic technology. Look, my friends, the whole problem is where I am really feeling sorry for my Punjab farmers friend. This agitation is this is a farce. In my view, the entire farming community in Haryana, Punjab has been misled, misguided, misinformed. Thoroughly, they have been misguided by these mischievous leaders who claim they are farmers' leaders. Please understand that the reforms are part and parcel of a development process. What they are, how to do, which state has to do, which commodity has to do. Once you start the process of removing the shackles
Right.
from the farmers, then things will start moving. That's exactly what the present government has done.
Okay.
The good, bad, ugly part of it. Very
So I know Mr.
rectification
Chengal Reddy has, for a while now, until now, been a vociferous opposer of the Modi government, supremely upset, even before that, when the Congress government was there, for the same reason, that the changes were not being made, the reforms were not being brought in. And so he says now at least whatever little steps have been taken are good. But Pushpender Singh, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड टू चेंगल रेड्डी। वो कह रहे हैं कि ये जो पंजाब और हरियाणा के किसान हैं उनको मिसलीड कर दिया गया है, बेस्ट रिफॉर्म नहीं लेकिन कुछ तो सरकार ने कोशिश की और इसकी वजह से हम कहाँ पहुंच गए आज।
नहीं देखिए, चेंगल रेड्डी साहब ने जो बात कही है उसमें हम बार बार ये कहते रहे हैं कि एमएसपी को कानूनी जामा पहनाने में इन लोगों को क्या तकलीफ है। एमएसपी जो 23 फसलों की मिलती है, कम से कम उसमें एक एश्योर्ड प्राइस यदि किसानों को मिल जाता है तो इससे बहुत बड़ी लाभ किसानों को मिलना शुरू हो जाएगा। इस विषय में आपके पैनल पर आदरणीय हरीश दामोदरन जी, जिनको मैं किसान मित्र कहता हूं, वो भी बैठे हुए हैं। इन्होंने अभी पिछले दिनों इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक बड़ी डिटेल स्टडी छापी थी, बड़ी मेहनत करके। उसमें इन्होंने बताया था कि यदि एमएसपी बाध्यकारी बना दें तो वो बहुत ज्यादा, अगर सारा सरकार ही खरीदने लगे तो एडिशनल बर्डन 1 से 1.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए आएगा। जबकि हम लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि सरकार को नहीं खरीदना है। हमारी मांग ये थी कि सरकार एमएसपी को प्राइवेट सेक्टर पर भी बाध्यकारी बना दिया जाए, तो कम से कम ना तो सरकार को वो बर्डन आएगा और प्राइवेट सेक्टर के ऊपर भी करीब 50-60 हजार करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा बर्डन नहीं आएगा और किसान की जेब में 2 पैसे पहुंच जाएंगे। तो उस केस में जो रिफॉर्म्स है उस पे कुछ अमेंडमेंट्स के लिए सरकार किसान तैयार हो जाते। रिपील से बीच में लगा के देखो। हाँ, लेकिन जिस प्रकार से सरकार ने लाल किले में, रेड फोर्ट में रेड कारपेट वेलकम दे करके अपने लोगों को भेज करके, सबको मालूम है कि जो लाल किला तोप और तमंचों के सामने, जो कैनन्स के सामने डिफीट नहीं हुआ, उसमें कुछ हजार लोग जाएंगे, लाल किलों के अंदर चले जाएंगे और जाकर के वहां झंडा फहरा देंगे और फिर शाम से सेल्फी लेते हुए फेसबुक लाइव करते हुए निकल लेंगे और इस देश जो है ये समझ लेगा कि हाँ ठीक है, ये तो किसान थे, आगे चले गए। हाई अलर्ट जोन में, हाई अलर्ट वाले 26 जनवरी के दिन इस तरीके की जो हरकत इन्होंने करवाई है, ये इनका पैटर्न है। सीएए में भी इन्होंने किया था, जेएनयू में ऐसा किया था, यहाँ भी।
पुष्पेंद्र सिंह जी, अभी तो नोटिस जो है किसान नेताओं को गए हैं, दीप सिद्धू को तो अरेस्ट किया नहीं है।
यही मैं कहने जा रहा था कि दीप सिद्धू को इन्होंने आराम से वहां से जाने दिया, हाई सिक्योरिटी जोन में से। कैसे वो वहां से निकल के भाग गया, अभी तक उसको अरेस्ट क्यों नहीं किया, उसके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं की गई है? तो ये सारा का सारा साजिश है, एक तरफा साजिश है। और इसको कल हमारे आदरणीय आलोक जोशी जी भी बैठे हुए, एक चैनल पे हम दोनों थे साथ में, तब भी हमने बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से कहा था कि सरकार ये मान बैठी है कि हम ये 20-25 सीटों का जो नुकसान है पॉलिटिकल, ये झेल लेंगे, पंजाब हरियाणा का मिला करके। लेकिन मैं इनको चेतावनी आपके माध्यम से देना चाहता हूं कि 300 सीट आप बिना किसान की वोटों के नहीं जीते हो। और यदि आपको जो है 2 सीटों पे 1984-85 में थे आप और 300 सीट पार करा सकता है किसान, तो आपको वापस जो है 2 सीटों पर भी भेज सकता है। इस बात को आप भूल गए हो। मालिक हम हैं। आपको 5 साल के लिए बिठाया गया था, 50 साल के लिए नहीं बिठाया गया था। आपको कान पकड़ के साइड में बिठाने का काम अगली बार हम करने जा रहे हैं।
पुष्पेंद्र सिंह जी, मैं आपकी बात समझ गई। मैं बस चौधरी सवित मलिक, नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द भारतीय किसान यूनियन, उनसे भी ये सवाल पूछना चाह रही हूँ, बिकॉज अब हम यहाँ पहुँच गए जहाँ बहुत लोग कह रहे हैं मलिक जी कि पहले तो आपने कहा आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पैनल से बात नहीं करेंगे, फिर जब सरकार ने ऑफर दिया कि 1.5 साल तक लॉ सस्पेंड कर देते, चलिए बातचीत जारी रहे, कुछ डिसीजन ले आए, तो आपने उसको भी ठुकरा दिया। फिर आपने इंसिस्ट किया कि 26 जनवरी को ही हम रैली करेंगे और पीसफुली करेंगे, वो भी मान ली गई बात। और उसके बाद हमने देखा 26 जनवरी को चीज़ें आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल चली गई, किसान नेता उसको कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाए, अब वो जिस भी तरीके से हुआ हो। अब क्यों सरकार वापस आपसे बात करे या आपके धरने को कंटिन्यू करने दे?
ऐसा है, ये लोग हर बार बहकाने का काम करते हैं। ये कहते हैं हम 1.5 साल कर देंगे। अरे सुप्रीम कोर्ट पहले ही उसको रोक चुकी है, तो ये कहां से कर देंगे? और जो हमारी ट्रैक्टर परेड थी, किसी लोगों ने वो नहीं दिखाया कि कैसे लोगों ने उस पर फूल बरसाए हैं, कैसे लोगों को पानी पिलाया है और कितने शांतिपूर्वक तरीके से जवान और किसान ने मिलकर वो निकाली है। लेकिन वो लोग कहाँ से चले गए, वो किसके उससे चले गए, देश का राजा कौन है, किसके हाथ में सब कुछ है। ये लोग ये चाहते हैं किसी भी प्रकार ये आंदोलन खत्म हो, क्योंकि इनके बस में ये नहीं है। ये लोग हिंदू मुस्लिम की लड़ाई कराते थे, वही इन्होंने पाठ पढ़ा था, अब इनके एग्जाम में किसान आ गया है, ये उसमें फेलियर हो गए हैं, तो ये कुछ ना कुछ कर कर इस आंदोलन को से पिंड छुड़ाना चाहते हैं, ये किसान को गुलाम बनाना चाहते हैं। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होगा। अभी जो गाजीपुर बॉर्डर पर चल रहा है वही रात हमारे साथ हुआ है, हमारा धरना बड़ौद में चल रहा था। जो लोग दंगई हैं उनको तो ये पकड़ नहीं पाए, वो तो भाग गए, और जो लोग शांतिपूर्वक तरीके से आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, रात में 11 बजे हमारे धरने पर इन्होंने बत्ती काटी, उसके बाद लाठीचार्ज किया, हमारे तमाम किसान घायल पड़े हैं अस्पतालों में और कुछ किसान अभी लापता हैं। तो उसकी जिम्मेवारी कौन लेगा? हमारा
बार हम
लूट ले गए, हमारा पूरा सामान लूट ले गए, टेंट तंबू और वातासा जो कपड़े वपड़े कुछ नहीं छोड़ा है। अब बताओ, जो लोग हिंसावादी तरीके से इतने दिन से बैठे हैं उनके साथ में अब ये अत्याचार कर रहे हैं, और जो दंगई थे उनको ये ढूंढ नहीं पा रहे हैं क्योंकि वो इनके अपने सहयोगी हैं। उनको लेकर ये गए थे कि भैया चलो आज 26 जनवरी है, जाओ वहाँ पे कोई झंडा फहरा देना। अरे किसान होते तो किसान संगठन का झंडा फहराते ना किसान।
वो अब जो रेड फोर्ट में जो दंगई थे, रेड फोर्ट में जो दंगई थे मलिक जी, और उनको कब पकड़ा जाएगा वो तो अब समय ही बताएगा। पर मैं एक बार जो आपके आने के पहले यहाँ पे जो चर्चा हो रही थी, द कॉन्वर्जेशन दैट वी वर हैविंग, जो हमारे मैनेजिंग एडिटर है वो भी यही कह रहे थे कि गलती आप लोगों से ये हुई कि आपको लगा कि आप इतनी हजारों की तादाद में जा सकते हैं दिल्ली और उसको कंट्रोल में रख सकते हैं। अगर आपको एक पॉइंट प्रूव करना था, सिंबॉलिकली करना था, अपने पूरे देश को बताना था कि किसान रिपब्लिक डे के दिन देखो धरने पे है, तो आप कम लोग के साथ भी जा सकते थे। क्या आप आज ये किसान नेता लोग ये मानेंगे कि हाँ ये गलती हो गई, क्योंकि आपने वादा किया पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट बट वो कंट्रोल में नहीं रहा?
हमारे बड़े भाई पुष्पेंद्र जी बैठे, इन्होंने भी बताया होगा, मैं आपको बताता हूँ। ये लोग अब ये कहने को तैयार नहीं है कि कितने लोग आए थे। पहले ये कहते थे मुट्ठी भर लोग हैं, अब ये बताने को तैयार नहीं कि कितने लोग आए थे। अरे हमारा जो राय मशवरा हुआ था दिल्ली पुलिस से, जो हमको रूट बना था, जो किसान थे, किसान संगठन थे, उस पे गए, तो हम लोगों की जिम्मेवारी वहां तक है। हमको अंदर दिल्ली जाने के लिए परमिशन नहीं थी और हमको रोक दिया गया था। सबसे तय हो गया था कि अंदर किसान नहीं जाएगा, लेकिन वो कौन लोग थे जो उनको अंदर तक लेके गए? वो कौन लोग थे? जहां पर परिंदा भी 26 जनवरी को पर नहीं मार सकता, वही 2 घंटे पहले माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी झंडा फहरा रहे थे। तो दिल्ली आईटीओ में, जहां दिल्ली पुलिस का ऑफिस है, वहां तक दंगई पहुंच गए। इन लोगों को बताओ कैसे हम लोग कहते हैं, ये हमको कहते हैं, जब इन पर दाम सी पड़ती है ये उससे निकल जाते हैं। कभी कहते हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट देखेगी, कभी कहता है किसान देखेगा, कभी कहते हैं दिल्ली पुलिस देखेगी। अरे भाई सरकार में किस लिए बैठे हो आप लोग? क्या कर रहे हो आप? भी तो ये बताओ कि खाली जुमलेबाजी करने के लिए बैठे हो, कहते हो।
पर ओके, पर अब आगे क्या? पर अब एक ही सवाल है बिफोर आई गो बैक टू माय पैनलिस्ट पुष्पेंद्र सिंह जी, अब आगे क्या? अब क्या आप लोगों का निर्णय रहेगा? गाजीपुर में आज रात को क्या हुआ तो वो तो हम देखेंगे ही, अभी वहाँ पे पुलिस भी रेडी है और किसान भी, लेकिन अब आगे का आपका क्या प्लान है?
गाजीपुर में कुछ नहीं होगा। गांव का किसान अपने ट्रैक्टर ट्रॉली जोड़कर निकल चुका है गाजीपुर में। पुष्पेंद्र जी, गाजीपुर में जो टिकेजी वाली स्थिति थी वेस्टर्न यूपी में वो स्थिति हो चुकी है और गांव से ट्रैक्टर ट्रालियां जुड़ चुकी है।
मैं अभी थोड़ी देर में मलिक जी, मैं राकेश टिकायत का एक बाइट आया वो चलाऊंगी, लेकिन एक जवाब पहले पुष्पेंद्र सिंह से भी ले लूं इसमें।
लोग पीसफुल बैठे हुए हैं, अगर तंत्र इनके पास है, लाठी बंदूक सिपाही सब इनके पास है, ये इसको लेकर के हटाते हैं, मारते पीटते हैं। और आपको ये भी बता दूं, कल रात ही बिजली काटी जा चुकी थी, वहां सफाई के कर्मचारी हटा दिए गए थे। उसके अलावा जो वहाँ टॉयलेट्स बनाए हुए थे या और जो सुविधाएं हुई थी, वहाँ पानी वानी की सुविधाएं नगर निगम ने जो दी थी वो सब हटा दी गई हैं। ये एक तरीका होता है टेरराइज करने का। पुलिस वहाँ मार्च कर रही है, हजारों की संख्या में वहाँ पुलिस वाले घूम रहे हैं और ये दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हम आज रात को हम बड़ा एक्शन करने जा रहे हैं। सभी मीडिया चैनलों पे इस चीज का प्रचार किया जा रहा है ताकि डर करके किसान वहां से भाग जाएं। मैं आपके माध्यम से बताना चाहता हूं, किसान डरने वाले नहीं है। हमें आप गिरफ्तार कर लें, हमें मार दें, पीट दें, हम शांतिपूर्वक तरीके से वहां बैठे रहेंगे। और यदि यही तरीका आपका रहा तो जिस दिन चुनाव होगा, जब आप वोट मांगने आओगे, हमारे ही गांव में आओगे, आपको घुसने वहां हम नहीं देंगे किसी हालत में भी, और वोट वाले दिन इस सारे हिसाब का चुकता हम कर देंगे।
Okay. Very quickly, just telling my viewers, Rahul Gandhi just tweeted a couple of minutes ago, एक साइड चुनने का समय है, मेरा फैसला साफ है, मैं लोकतंत्र के साथ हूँ, मैं किसानों और उनके शांतिपूर्ण आंदोलन के साथ हूँ। The party is in the Congress party in the opposition, obviously preparing for the start of the budget session and the boycott of the president's address tomorrow. And this is the latest tweet that Rahul Gandhi has just put in. Quick comment, Vinay, from you. अब आपने सुना जो दो फार्म लीडर्स हैं वो क्या कह रहे हैं, आपका जवाब?
Very simply this, Tanvi, politics is neither moralistic nor is it meritorious, it is simply strategic. And I'm sure that all the farmer leaders know this very well. This isn't about morality, this isn't about merit of the argument at all. And also, I assume that in the year 2021, all leaders understand that the battle today gets played out as much in perception as it gets played out in facts. That's the modern reality, however unfortunate it may be, and however uncomfortable we may be, but that's the truth. Now, in this situation, my biggest regret and my problem is that the whole narrative and the debate has shifted away from the merit of the law to who's national and who's anti-national, which is the predictable line that everybody ends up taking.
Which is also the forte of the BJP.
Which is also the forte, and well, I mean, nowadays that seems to be spreading because a lot of other parties are discovering that there is strategic merit in
Yes.
it. And because politics is always going to be about strategy, our strategy needs to be a little smarter if you want to counter that. And that's why I say that in this whole thing, ego from both sides has become the problem. And now you have a situation where this will, and I think Harish was absolutely right, bang on right, that the biggest casualty of this is that the entire much needed reform process, which has never happened in agriculture, will take a setback, and that's not something that anybody wants.
हमारा ओरिजिनल डिबेट आज वही होने वाला था कि क्या रिफॉर्म्स होने चाहिए और सरकार बजट में और क्या अनाउंस कर सकती है। आलोक जोशी, अभी भी मैं वापस उसी पॉइंट पे आऊँगी कि जैसे हरीश ने भी बोला कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें रह गई। MSP, one of them, the government may or may not want to go down that way, but are there other schemes and goals they can look at on 1st of February?
देखिए, एमएसपी पर तो सरकार नहीं जाएगी, ये तो तय समझ लीजिए, लेकिन सरकार कुछ ऐसा जरूर करेगी जिससे वो किसानों के लिए कुछ करती हुई नजर आए। किसान, गरीब और मिडिल क्लास, ये 3 फोकस एरिया होने वाले हैं। और ये सही बात विनय ने कही, बहुत अफसोस की बात है कि हम लोग बात करने वाले थे आज किसान कानून पे और उनकी मेरिट्स पर, किसानों की हालत पे, लेकिन हालत यहाँ पहुँच गई है। और इसमें एक चीज़ ज़रूर कहूँगा कि सरकार की तरफ से एक बड़ा मिसफायर हुआ है। उन्होंने जिस अंदाज में इन कानूनों को लागू करने की कोशिश की है, वो अंदाज नुकसान कर गया है। बातें की जा सकती थी। दूसरा, ये एग्रीकल्चर स्टेट सब्जेक्ट है। वो जैसा विनय ने कहा कि मॉडल एक्ट बना देते, मॉडल एक्ट नहीं भी बनाते, राज्य सरकारों को कहते कि भाई ये करने की ज़रूरत है। इतने राज्यों में आपकी अपनी सरकार है, 10 जगह करके दिखा दीजिए ना। आज दिल्ली में हेल्थ कैसे चलती है, दिल्ली में एजुकेशन कैसे चलता है, ये पूरे देश में लोग उस पर बात करते हैं। अभी छत्तीसगढ़ सरकार ने अपने यहाँ सरकारी स्कूलों में इंग्लिश एजुकेशन शुरू कर दिया, लोग उस पर बात कर रहे हैं। आपके पास मौका है ना करके दिखाने का। आपने दिखाया क्या कि पंजाब का किसान एयर कंडीशनड गाड़ी में आता है और वो आईफोन लेके घूमता है। इसके जवाब में किसानों ने दिखा दिया कि भाई तुम्हारे बिहार का किसान देखो भूखा मर रहा है। तुम क्या चाहते हो कि बिहार का किसान पंजाब के किसान जैसा हो जाए या पंजाब का किसान बिहार के किसान जैसा हो जाए? तो ये नैरेटिव उल्टा पड़ गया। तो ये जल्दबाजी मेरा ख्याल है, और क्यों जल्दबाजी है ये समझना जरा मुश्किल हो रहा है। और वहीं ये शंका पैदा हो रही है लोगों के मन में, और इसी वजह से किसान बहुत आसानी से इस बात के लिए तैयार नहीं हुआ कि ये 1.5 साल का जो ऑफर दिया गया उसको हम प्राइमा फेसी मान लें। उन्हें उसमें कहीं कोई शक दिख रहा है, गुंजाइश दिख रही है कि कहीं आज कह दिया कि हम वापस कर लेंगे, 6 महीने बाद पलट गए तो हम क्या करेंगे? क्योंकि आंदोलन करने वालों के लिए भी पिछले कई वर्षों में इतना बड़ा कोई मूवमेंट इस देश में हुआ नहीं है। उनको लगातार ये डर लगा रहता है कि हमने एक बार अगर ये आंदोलन वापस ले लिया, फिर दोबारा हम इतना मोमेंटम कैसे खड़ा कर पाएंगे?
और उस 1.5 साल में अगर कुछ और धरना छोड़ के और मूवमेंट छोड़ के चल लिए और तो फिर सरकार क्या सीरियसली लेगी पूरे ग्रुपों की? नहीं, आज तो साथ में है, 3 ही ग्रुप छोड़ के गई हैं, पर कल कुछ भी हो सकता है. थैंक यू टू ऑल ऑफ द पैनलिस्ट हु हैव जॉइंड अस ऑन दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन. कंप्लीटली आउट ऑफ टाइम. थैंक यू Malik ji and Pushpendra Singh and Mr. Damodran and of course our experts. Before we wrap up though, I want to bring to you one comment, an excerpt of a comment from Mr. Rakesh Tikayat. Mr. Tikayat has been vociferously opposing any suggestion of vacating the Ghazipur protest site. He's been talking non-stop from the stage. At one point, he got extremely emotional. Rakesh Tikayat actually broke down. Listen it.
मेरे किसान को मारने की कोशिश करी जा रही है, ये साजिश है. किसान को मारने की साजिश बीजेपी के लोग कर रहे हैं. यहाँ पर जितने यहाँ पर लोग हैं उनके मारने की साजिश रची जा रही. बीजेपी के विधायक यहाँ पे हैं, उनके 300 लोग यहाँ पे हैं, लाठी डंडों और गोलियों से मौजूद है. यहाँ के पुलिस प्रशासन 2000 पुलिस के लोग यहाँ पे मौजूद है. ये अत्याचार है किसान के साथ में, देश के किसान के साथ में गद्दारी है.
We're going to take a very short break, but lots more on the other side. Keeping a close eye on what's happening at the Ghazipur protest site. Stay with me.